Hello and welcome to the ParkHost Data Explorer. To use the Data Explorer, first click the Run Game button. This will take a minute to load. Once the Data Explorer is loaded, you can now interact with it. To zoom in and out, you can use the mouse scroll wheel or your trackpad. To view a dataset, click on one of these white points or data stars. This will open a dataset that pertains to the data story that it's contained in. Data stories are represented by these large circles here. If there's a connecting line between two data sets, that's because it's the same data set being used in different data stories. You can also click on the data stories themselves and bring up the actual information in the data story, which you can then zoom in to read. You can also see in this pop-up window the different data stars or data sets which are contained in these data stories. When you open a data set, you will see a data comic, which is curated by one of our researchers, and then you can also see links to where that data was taken from. In this case, this was taken from cartahel.fi. In some cases, there are many sources of data. If you'd like to view different themes related to the different data sets, you can click one of these three theme buttons: green spaces, wildlife, and human activity. We chose these themes because for this prototype, we are using open source data about biodiversity in Helsinki as our test case. So if I click on green spaces, I'll see the data sets which pertain to green spaces. In this case, that would be trees in Helsinki and valuable plants in Helsinki. And the same goes for these other themes as well: wildlife and human activity. You can also sort your data sets by location. As this test case centers around Helsinki, the location in this test case is Helsinki districts. You can click on a district and see what data sets pertain to that district by the way the shape changes on these data stars. A diamond shape means that this data was gathered from this particular district. As you can see, data was gathered from the Eastern District in most of these data sets except for two: the squirrel data set and the noise data set. You can also use themes in conjunction with locations, so you can view multiple variables at once. Once you've explored your data sets and the other data stories, and you're ready to start making your own data story, you can click the Select Dataset button. This will open up this little window here. Then you can click on a dataset and click the Add button to add it to your data story. You can also click on the data story to open that same window again and click the Remove button. So let's select several data sets to add to our story. Now that I've selected my data sets, I can click the Create Data Story button. This will allow me to select an image to upload to the system to create my data story. The user can select any image on their computer. The idea behind this is that a user can put together their data story how they want to. They can draw it on paper, they can take photographs and make a collage. They have the freedom to input whatever kind of information they want to in their data story. Right now, there's just a placeholder image here. Then, when I'm ready, I can click Upload and then close this window. Now you can see there is a fourth data story here, and we can see how it connects to these other data stories with the data sets that it uses. And you can also use both themes and locations with this with the fourth data story as well. And if you would like to start the process all over again, you can remove the data sets that you've selected and create a new data story, which will then replace what's currently here. So for example, say I take these two data sets, create data story, select image, reload that again, click upload, close, and now you can see we have our new data sets and our new data story. Thank you. This has been a tutorial on how to use the Parkhurst Data Explorer.